The Atlantic League champion York Revolution is on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Onto the track, it is gone! It's gone!
Revs Baseball on WOYK is brought to you by People's Bank, Wellspan Sports Medicine, Shipley Energy, Maple Donuts, Broadway Transmission, Flying Feet, Dasher Investment Services, York Mitsubishi, Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group, Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, Rudders, Pennsylvania Lottery, Neighborhood Sure Save Markets, PSECU, Kona Ice, Smith, Mayer and Little, York County Bar Association, and by Downtown Inc.
Swinging a ground ball, rolled to short, Dent's got it, throws, it's over! And the York Revolution are 2017 Atlantic League champions!
Now with the call of today's game, here's the voice of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution, Darryl Henry.
Good afternoon, everyone, from People's Bank Park here in downtown York. Welcome to game number 62 of York Revolution Baseball. 4th of July baseball here in downtown York for the first time since 2012. Today, the Revs hosting the Sugarland Skeeters, next to last game of the season's first half. Hi again, everybody. Darryl Henry alongside Michael Markey and Tanini. Welcome to Revs Baseball. Another hot and humid day here in these parts as we get to Independence Day. And the Revs hosting the holiday game for the first time since 2012. As we said, 2013, the big downtown York celebration moved to People's Bank Park. And for the last several years, the Revs have been on the road on this day with this building hosting the 4th of July celebration. This year, for the first time, we combine the two. And we've already gotten this day off to quite the start with human cannonball flying through the air about 15 minutes ago, landing in the giant net set up over home plate. The grounds crew hurriedly getting that off of the field and getting the playing field ready now, and all the players out for warm-ups as we'll get this thing started at 5 p.m. tonight. And coming up at 8 p.m., we've got the patriotic theme concert, which leads into the main event of the evening, the grand fireworks spectacular here on this July 4th in downtown York. And Michael, the Revs trying to bounce back today. They've got the right guy on the mound to try to do that. Robert Carson makes this start here on Independence Day, and he's coming off a couple of really good outings since moving to the rotation. Revs could use that. The opposition has gotten into their bullpen pretty early here these last two games.
Yeah, the bullpen has really had to work hard. I mean, 6 innings last night, that's not easy to do on a nightly basis, and that's not a winning formula when your bullpen has to work that early in games and go that long. But it was nice to see, as a consolation prize, to see a couple guys throw multiple innings last night, a couple guys get out of jams, look really good. Two of the young guys on this team, Watts and Pugliese specifically, looked good. Pugliese had 5 strikeouts. Watts stranded 2 runners and didn't allow a hit in his 2/3 of an inning. But again, you mentioned it. This is the guy to turn things around on the mound right now, Robert Carson. He's, in a way, turned into this team's stopper in a sense that he's been the guy that, when he's out there, I think the team has more confidence than anyone right now. Rob's an all-star, sub-2 ERA. He's been excellent, 2-0 in 3 starts this year. So you got to have all the confidence in the world in Rob going out here tonight in what should be a good night of baseball as long as this rain holds off.
Yeah, no doubt. And excited to have the 4th of July game here for the first time since 2012. And another big note as far as things are concerned on the field and in the lineup today, the Revs getting Zach Wilson back. He was examined earlier this week and given clearance to play. He's in the lineup at third base here today, first time in a couple weeks.
It's awesome to have Zach back. That was a pleasant surprise this morning when I got the text from Mace about, and you as well, about the roster changes. And, you know, I don't think really anybody expected it to be this soon for Zach. He was a guy that, you know, we were worried that it was going to linger in late into the second half with that groin injury, but hey, either he healed quickly or he's just been working really hard to get back at it and thinks he can test it out there. But it's really good to have Zach back on the active roster and back in the lineup. Not only in the lineup, but he's playing third base again, really his secondary position.
Now the Revs come in 31-30 and looking to end a 2-game skid. Next to last game of the first half, the records start over fresh on Friday night at Southern Maryland. The Skeeters are the Freedom Division's first half champs. They've won 16 of the last 20, 6 in a row, including Sunday's clincher at home against Lancaster. They are a league best 40 and 21 coming into play here tonight. We celebrate baseball today, its place in patriotism and the 4th of July holiday here at People's Bank Park, as the festivities have just begun with the human cannonball a short time ago. They will go long into the night here at the ballpark this evening. It is Robert Carson, 5-2 with a 1.92 ERA. Right-hander Matt Sergey goes for the Skeeters. He is 1-4 with an ERA of 6.75. We'll take a pregame break. We'll hear from Mace about Wilson's return, Carson's role in the rotation, all of that and more. We'll check in with Mace on the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report coming up. First pitch today is set for 5 p.m. here on Independence Day in York on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Daly Anstein is a personal injury law firm that specializes in auto and motorcycle accidents, workers' compensation, and personal injury cases. Anstein has been proudly protecting the injured in Central PA for more than 40 years and is proud to support the York Revolution. At Dale E. Anstein, consultations are always free, and there is no fee unless they win the case for you. To learn more about Dale E. Anstein, or if you're in need of representation, go to AnsteinLaw.com. That's ANSTINE Law.com.
This Friday is First Friday in downtown York. Presented by WellSpan Health, First Friday is a monthly celebration of downtown restaurants, cultural venues, and nightlife hotspots. Enjoy live music, food trucks, kids' activities, and more from 5 to 9 p.m. Get to know York again, or for the first time, at downtownyorkpa.com.
Presley Ridge believes that strong families are the foundation for strong communities. With compassionate and caring professionals, Presley Ridge offers individual, child, and family therapy in addition to foster care and other in-community services. To learn more about Presley Ridge and their impact on families right here in our community, visit presleyridge.org or call 717-845-6624. That's 717-845-6624.
We are your auto loan experts. Hello, I'm Sue DeStefano, President and CEO of First Capital Federal Credit Union. With terms you can trust and competitive rates as low as 2.49% APR, First Capital is the first place to go when you're looking for an auto loan. At First Capital, you're a member, not just a number. You can apply for your loan online at firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any of our branches. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
When your kids are bored, your garage is overflowing, and your patio furniture is on its last legs, you need Penn Dutch Structures. Our selection of Amish-crafted sheds, swing sets, gazebos, and outdoor furniture includes everything you need to play, relax, and entertain all year long. Shop our impressive selection of in-stock structures or work with our professionals to customize a made-to-order structure that meets all your needs. Visit Penn Dutch Structures on site at the Markets at Shrewsbury, located off I-83 on the Susquehanna Trail. That's Penn Dutch Structures on site at the Markets at Shrewsbury.
Need to get some cash? No problem. Head to Royal Farms, step up to the ATM, and
get your cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Yep, that's the way we do it at Royal Farms. Some retailers charge to use their ATMs. We don't. Our ATMs are surcharge free, so you can always get
cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Anytime at all Royal Farms ATMs.
A bank or credit card fee may apply.
Buying or selling? The auction houses of Dover and Mount Royal have you covered. From selling full estates to taking consignments on good, clean merchandise. Join us for weekly in-house auctions at Mount Royal. With food served during weekly auctions and 3 certified appraisers on staff, our friendly and courteous team will make the process easy and enjoyable. We offer a great deal on real estate, selling at 3% instead of real estate agents' commission rate of 6%. For more information, visit our Facebook page, call us at 717-963-3190, or visit our websites at www.theauctionhouseofdover.com and www.mtroyalauction.com.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sauble's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for all the latest on your Atlantic League champion York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
All right, Mace, last couple of nights, you've fallen behind early. Last night, it was mostly about getting Dom back out there, coming off the rib issue. I know you were mostly concerned about maybe stamina going into that one. Is that an area where he got into some trouble last night with the long first inning?
I think maybe. He said he felt great, which was good, and today he feels good as well. So that's also good. But he had some long innings. I mean, I think after 3 innings or whatever it was, 4 innings, he had 70 pitches. So that's a lot, and and he was having a hard time with command, and especially with the off-speed pitches. I thought he was kind of jumpy to home plate, so that was flattening the ball out for him because he wasn't staying back long enough. But I mean, those are all things that happen sometimes when you're a little over-aggressive and overexcited, and you're just trying to do a whole lot. So I'm sure he'll settle back in and get back into a good rhythm. But the main thing was, he came out of it feeling okay, and that's the main thing.
Now, you did use a decent number of relievers last night, but you had the off day before. But McCoy goes back into the bullpen now as well. Do you feel like you've got a little bit better depth out there at this point?
Well, on the left-handed side, that helps us. With Robbie Carson stepping up and coming into the starting rotation now, the only left-hander we had in the pen was Westfall. So, putting McCoy back in the pen at least gives us 2 left-handers in relief out of the pen, and gives us a pretty good quality starter with Robbie coming into the 5-man rotation. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. It's still a little bit up in the air right now, just based on Sanchez just getting here, and we need to build him up a little bit more. Even though he looked terrific, his first time out. But we're trying to piece it together as fast as we can so we can get ready for the second half, and especially after the break.
Well, today you get Zach Wilson off the DL. He is in the lineup. How's he feeling? And also, how bad was that injury that, to his credit, he was trying to gut through it and play every day?
Well, the injury was just, it's just one of those things where you're tight, and all those muscles down in that area are tight, and when you're trying to start to move around, you feel like you're going to tear it or you're going to pull it or whatever, and I think it affects the way you move. It affects the way you run the bases, how you move laterally when you're in the field trying to get a ground ball or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. So it's hard to play when you feel like you're wound up like a drum. So the only treatment was rest, and that was pretty much it. So he's been down for a couple weeks, and he got checked out by the docs here last night, and he was put through some physical activities, and they said he came out of it fine. So now we'll see how the baseball activities are, because running side to side or running outside or whatever it is not the same as the quick stop start and all the stuff, bending, reaching, that you do on the ball field. So we'll get a better handle tonight.
Lastly, you've got Robert Carson here today. You mentioned him. He's stepped up big time, and there is a spot or two in the rotation where you're trying to build up or build back up. But with what he's done, how key has that been in holding things together where a lot of the rotation has turned over?
Well, yeah, we've had a lot of turnover. You and I talked about that yesterday. I think we've used, in this first half alone, somewhere around 150 disabled list days here, and that number is still counting because we still have Tyler on the DL even today. So, and we've lost guys to surgeries that are done for the year, so like DeJulio and Jay Goss, and so it's been a wild first half, trying to keep it all together, and 150, 160 DL days. That's a lot to overcome in 60 games. But we're hanging in there, and we're trying to get ready to gear up for the second half like we did last year. Even with all the stuff we had going on this half, we were actually better than first half last year. So that's a good sign, and we'll have some other guys coming in that'll help us here, I believe, in the next couple days, and then we'll go from there.
Hi, Mace. Thanks a lot. Good luck today.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Revs manager Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Robert Carson going through his warm-ups. Lineup for the Skeeters today brought to you by Flying Feet. Anthony Jansanti leads it off. He's in center field. Alvaro Rondon, the shortstop, hits second. Matt Chavez at first base will bat third. Courtney Hawkins in left field is in the cleanup spot. Albert Cordero, third baseman, hitting fifth. Derek Norris, the designated hitter, bats sixth. Dennis Phipps will play right field and hit seventh. Javier Betancourt at second base bats eighth. And Josh Whistler is the catcher, hitting ninth. Again, it's Jansanti, Rondon, Chavez, Hawkins, Cordero, Norris, Phipps, Betancourt, and Whistler, the lineup facing Robert Carson, who is sent to go in this 4th of July start. He is 5-2, 1.93 ERA, which with enough innings would lead the league. 19 outings, 3 starts, 42 innings, 43 hits, only 13 walks, and 36 Ks. He's 2-0 against Sugar Land. And our Dasher Investment Services first pitch today is swung on and popped up. And Burgess will range over in foul ground, backing up, and he's got it with Casilla squatting right behind him, ready to catch the big fella if needed. It's a 1-pitch out to start the day as we get underway right on time, 5 p.m.
Right on time.
Right
you
on
don't
time.
say. I think that's the first time this year. We had one where it was 1 minute after.
Mark it down.
Wow. Well, I really probably should mark that down. That's a game changer right there, but that's big time by Rob to get Jansanti, a guy who's been hot out on the first pitch.
I smell a game note. Here's Alvaro Rondon. First offering is a little bit low. Left on left with Rondon at the plate, who's actually listed as a switch hitter, but he is not doing that here. Hitting at 280, the 1-0, and it's right down the middle for a strike. Our plate ump today is Brian Page. Silvio Martinez at first, and James Clayton at third. Carson ready, the 1-1, and it misses inside as Rondon backs up. Skeeters in the black jerseys again with the blue and white stripes. Sugarland and print across the front. Here's the 2-1, and a swing and a fly ball, shallow right. Mitchell froze to read it, now hustles in, he'll get there. 2 up, 2 down for Carson here in the top of the first inning.
Good job by Mitchell to freeze there, knowing that that ball is not one that's going to go over his head, and off the bat it wasn't hit hard. And he's able to come racing in to make the grab. And Rob looks good so far, hasn't really needed to work. He's around the strike zone, and that's what it comes down to, and that's why he's been so successful, is he pounds the zone. And regardless of if he has a strikeout pitch working or not, guys are going to have to swing because it's there, and he pitches the contact really well.
Here is Matt Chavez, who had the night off last night. Carson with the pitch. It is a called strike. Backdoor slider. Is that Times New Roman font that Sugarland has on the front of their jerseys?
Huh. I thought you were going to say the game notes. But I got to check on that.
Here's the 0-1. And a ground ball smacked foul down the third base line.
I've never seen that on a jersey.
It's close to that.
It is pretty just standard lettering for them.
Revs going with their navy jerseys today with the white and gold splashed in. White and gold sleeves, gold lettering. Chavez third in the league in hitting, 332. As Carson seeks a 1-2-3 first. He's ready, and time asked for. Our weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. It's a little bit dark and cloudy, 93 degrees at the start. There is the threat of storms at some point. He's a swing and a foul back upstairs, and that'll come back downstairs. One lucky fan ends up with it. Good crowd today, and it'll fill in even more as they will reopen the gates later on for just the post-game items, the concert, the fireworks, which in years past without a home game was a free entry for anybody that wanted to come out. Another 0-2. And a rip at third off of Wilson's glove and down the line as Dotel heads toward the corner. And into second goes Chavez. He ripped it, and I think it brushed Wilson's glove but went right through the wickets. Maybe he thought it was going to hook, and perhaps it did something differently, but Chavez ends up at second base. The inning continues.
Right through the 5-hole there, and that's a hot shot right at you. Your first play back after having not played in about 2 weeks. And I got to believe that if Melky Mesa was healthy enough to play the outfield, he'd be in the outfield tonight. Burgess would be still over at first, and they would have DH'd Wilson to ease him back into the lineup, but they can't do it the way Melky is right now.
Here's Courtney Hawkins as he taps a foul down against his foot. They did score that an error on Wilson.
Either that or they could have put Burgess at DH, let Wilson play the field, but less taxing on him, put him over at first, but he's got to play third tonight based on what's going on.
On the 0-1, and a line drive down the line and left, but Hawkins just a smidge early hits it foul as that'll go into the corner, which is hidden by a speaker from our vantage point today. There's a concert stage basically set up in the Dietz and Blewett Insurance Diamond Deck for postgame.
Aren't we lucky?
We have some stage lights right in front of us covering center field, some music stands, microphone stands. Here's a swing and a miss. Carson goes down low, and a slider gets Hawkins swinging to end a scoreless top of the first. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left. We've played a half inning on the 4th of July in York. It's the Skeeters nothing, the Revs coming up.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where was the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The Revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
Listen to this. All right. Now Independence Day has finally arrived. Cannonball Charlie pulls the trigger. Revs come to bat against right-hander Matt Sergey. The Revs lineup brought to you by Flying Feet. Jared Mitchell in right field leads it off. Alexi Casillas, second baseman, bats second. Wellington Dotel in left field will hit third. Cleaning up is the DH and the red-hot Melky Mesa. Michael Burgess Sr. at first base will hit fifth. Zach Wilson back in there at third base hitting sixth. Ryan Dent, the shortstop, bats seventh. Luis Cruz will do the catching and hit eighth. And Travis Witherspoon in center will round it out. Again, Mitchell, Casilla, Dotel, Mesa, Burgess, Wilson, Dent, Cruz, and Witherspoon. Mitchell in there. Here is Matt Sergey's first pitch of the day. And it is grounded up the middle. Base hit, Jared Mitchell. First pitch swinging. He pulls it slightly to the right of second, but right up the box. And one pitch in, the Revs have a leadoff base runner.
Well, Mitchell could be close to locking in again. Had a hit last night, 2 hits the day before. It's good to see him start having some success because while the offense got really hot over the past week, he wasn't too involved in that hot streak, but seems like he's getting back in the swing of things.
Now Alexi Casilla, who's hitting at .303, 2 home runs, 19 driven in. Mitchell held at first. First pitch to Alexi is down low. Sergey comes in just 1-4, .675 ERA, but he was really good against the Revs the first time they faced him. Overall, a little over a hit per inning, only 4 walks, 18 strikeouts. Move to first, Mitchell a lunge back. The Revs certainly weren't hitting the way that they are now when they faced him the first time. There's the stretch. And the 1-0, Mitchell breaks for second. Pitch was down and away, and the throw from Whistler is well late on 2 hops to second. Mitchell thought he had Sergey timed. He started to go, hesitated, realizing might have gone too soon. But Sergey went home anyway, and Mitchell ends up with a pretty easy 14th steal of the year.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you said. He wanted to go earlier, but then was thinking maybe I might get picked off here, but then just kept going and used the speed to his advantage.
Now 2-0 on Casilla. Sergey motions to go through the signs once more. Now he steps off. That first meeting with York, the Revs came back and won on the travel day to Sugar Land June 1st, 3-2. They got to him in the 5th inning in that game, knocking him out, but he was really sharp early. He spins, throws, and it's into center. Mitchell up, hustling for third base. He'll make it. On an errant pickoff throw, Rondon, the shortstop, had to dive to his left trying to save it. Could not. And the Revs with a runner at third base and nobody out.
Mitchell might have been picked off there with a good throw, or at least one to the third base side of second base, but Sergey just not a good throw there. Mitchell was leaning, and he was going to have a tough time getting back. And it works out.
Now the corners will creep in. The middle stays back. Grounder from Alexi could give York the lead. Here's the 2-0. It's way high. Sergey in that first meeting, 4 1/3, 3 hits, 3 runs. Joe Van Meter beat him that night. But Sergey retired his first 8. Took a shutout into the 5th. Pitch here is over for a strike, taking all the way. It is 3-1. Sergey, 28 years old, 6'4" righty from Plantation, Florida. 45th round pick of the Brewers out of high school back in 07. Now the 3-1. And a swing and a pop foul, back and out of play. He's gotten as high as Advanced A. Once threw a perfect game in the Frontier League with the Washington Wild Things, first perfecto in league history back in 2014. On the stretch, the 3-2. And a ground ball poked the other way, foul. Past the bag at third. Casilla reaching and sending it past Mitchell, past Polo. And he'll get to see another one.
Well, perfect game. That's impressive. Doesn't matter what league you throw it in, what level, how old you are when you do it.
MLB The Show.
Yeah. I've thrown a handful of you in the show.
No.
No.
No, sir. I don't get to play as much as I'd like, though.
Right. No, that's it. I mean, that's the most impressive single game feat you can have in baseball, is to throw a perfect game.
Another 3-2. And a line drive center field right at Jansanti, but Mitchell will tag and come home. No throw. 1-0 York. 2 batters in here in the bottom of the first inning. And that ball from Casilla was scalded. He will get his 20th RBI out of it.
All he needed to do right there, but for the 4th time in 2 games now, he's lined out right at a guy. Either that or he's been robbed. So it would have been nice to see that ball fall in a gap somewhere, start a rally, but it gets the job done and gets a run in. Get him on, get him over, get him in.
Revs last 6 games hitting .340 as a team, 6.5 runs per game. Here's Dotel. First pitch, he shows bunt, and Sergey missed high with it. Wellington is a threat to do that. He is hitting .309 overall, 8th in the league, .330 with York, .375 against his former team. The 1-0, and he lines it over second. That's going to drop in shallow right center. As Dotel serves it over Betancourt, he's got a base hit. Revs have gone single, sac fly, single here to begin tonight's game.
Can't stop Wellington. You just can't. He controls the strike zone when he's up there so well. He can hit in any count. And a lot of times you'll see him jump on a good pitch to hit early in counts and go up the middle or to the right side.
Now, maybe the hottest hitter in all the land, Malky Mesa, DHing today, up to .346, which would rank second in the league with enough plate appearances. His last 16 games, .443. Dotel runs a half swing. He went. Throw to second, though, it is in time. According to James Clayton, Dotel popped up on the slide. He thought he was in with the feet, and they tagged him up high on the body, and Clayton rings him up, 2 down.
Wow. Well, Mace isn't out of the dugout, or at least just yet, so he might have a better angle on that one, but it looked like Wellington was in there. It was a pretty good throw from Whistler.
Now the pitch to Mesa, and a breaking ball, swing and a miss.
He didn't call him out until after Dotel popped up, so could it have been that it was on that pop-up? On the slide?
On the replay, it looked like his foot was in a good half second before.
And I didn't think he ever took it off.
Now a swing and a miss, slider in the dirt, and the tag applied, so that brings about a fairly quick end to that first inning. But the Revs have struck first, a run on 2 hits, 1 error, nobody left. And we've played an inning here on 4th of July, 2018. It's the Revs 1, the Skeeters nothing.
Horn's Body and Fender Shop reminds everyone this 4th of July that appreciation for our veterans and their families can never be overstated. We owe today's security to their sacrifices. This message from Horn's Body and Fender Shop at 137 East Broadway Street in Red Lion. Family owned and operated since 1939 and featuring ASE certified mechanics who work with all makes and models. They work with all insurance companies. Call 244-1905. That's 244-1905 for Horn's Body and Fender Shop. Wishing everyone a happy and thoughtful 4th of July. Leroy R. Leber Funeral Home, incorporated in York, salutes the brave men and women in uniform who are serving our country. Send them letters and packages, but most importantly, give them the gift of life they deserve. Please donate blood. Your donation could help save the life of a member of our military. This message from Leroy R. Leber Funeral Home, incorporated, located at 2290 School Street in York, family owned and operated since 1962. Call 717-764-2470. That's 717-764-2470 for Leroy R. Leber Funeral Home, incorporated, on the air because they care. Architectural Doors and Hardware salutes the brave men and women in uniform who are serving our country. Send them letters and packages from home, but most importantly, give them the gift of life they deserve. Please donate blood. Your donation could help save the life of a member of our military. This message from Architectural Doors and Hardware, your commercial door leader. For information or service, call 717-767-7724. That's 717-767-7724 for Architectural Doors and Hardware. On the air because they care.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
One 1-0 lead for Robert Carson. We start the second inning. First pitch is down low on Albert Cordero, the Skeeter third baseman today. Again, they have all 3 of their catchers in the lineup. Norris is on deck. He's DHing. Whistler making his second pro start today. This is the 1-0, and it's fouled off over the first base roof. Cordero, a grand slam last night. The Skeeters league-leading 4th grand slam of the year. And his 7th home run. He's within 1 of his career high already. He's hitting .284, 7 jacks. There's the 1-1, and a swing and a miss. Slider in the dirt. And Carson had him fooled on it. Scoreless first for Rob. 2-out error, put a runner on. really tough first play back for Zach Wilson, a ball that was smoked at him. There's the stretch from Carson, and the 1-2, and a swing and a grounder pulled foul. And it's not like Wilson could get out there and take a full BP with infield session. The Revs haven't hit on the field in like a week due to weather, and I guess at Long Island, I think, is the last time they did it. This is the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Fastball high and away. 91 on the gun, and a second strikeout for Carson, 1 out.
It's a good sign from Rob right there. The fastball has early life on it, and he's able to go up in the zone there. That pitch looked like it had a little tail on it away from Cordero, and that makes that pitch that much more effective.
Now the K-man today, Derek Norris, picking on the big league vet. He's DHing, hitting at 266, 5 home runs. He's hit .407 against the Revs. First pitch, he swings, fouls it against the screen. No balls, 1 strike. Last 11 games hitting .395. So he's been hot. He's been a bit banged up himself. DHing for the second straight game here. The stretch from Carson, the 0-1. And it's a called strike, painting the outside corner. And Rob's got the jump on him.
Well, he can live on that outside corner against right-handers. If he's going to get the call, why not keep going there?
He's ready. Here's the 0-2. And a line drive, right center. Witherspoon drifts back. He's there, though, and he's got it hit deep, but he had it all the way. Mozsticks will have to wait for now, but that's out number 2 here in the second inning.
Cruz sets up outside right there. Rob executes and gets it on the outer half. I mean, Norris probably knows it and takes the ball the other way. That was a good piece of hitting, but again, the Revs haven't played that way. And Spoon does a great job shading one way or another based on whoever's on the mound and whether they're trying to go inside or outside.
And 2 outs, no base runners. Here is Dennis Phipps. Revs with a 1-0 lead here in the second inning. Phipps hitting at .279, 6 home runs. The pitch to him. It is a slider for a called strike. Carson won at Sugar Land in relief June 1st, the game that Sergey started, and then beat him in a start, the 0-1. And it's bounced foul, third base side. He dominated them 2 starts ago here at home, June 22nd, 7 shutout innings. Only 6 hits, didn't walk any. Struck out 4, only needed 86 pitches to get through 7. 0-2, and it's up high, a ball. Last time out he had to work quite a bit harder, but won at Long Island 12-7 on Thursday. He only gave up 2 in his 5 innings. 7 hits, but only walked 1. But that night he needed 91 pitches to get through 5. Now he deals, and it misses down in the dirt. He was informed before that start that he was an all-star selection. Those announcements were made public on Monday, and he will be representing the Revs next week, along with Dotel, Mitchell, and Sides. Now he fires, and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fastball upstairs at 92, and Carson with 3 strikeouts through his first 2 innings tonight. It's a 1-2-3 frame. We've played an inning and a half. Revs on top, 1-0.
You line your feet up on the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body and cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time at a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Dolphin, Speedo, Nike, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer's shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet. We're more than sports shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
I'm a meal delivery engineer, a server, and I love it. But now, with Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery, this place is livelier than 2-for-1 app night. See, while I guide my guests from nachos to gnocchi, they're picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and goes with everything on the menu, except maybe the 4-alarm fries. Stay away from those. Keno, it's here. Play it at your favorite bar or restaurant. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Revs a 1-0 lead, bottom of the second. Alexi Casilla sack fly in the first inning, plating Jared Mitchell, who led off with a single, steal, another base on him there. It'll be Michael Burgess, Zach Wilson, Ryan Dent here in the second inning as Bam Bam Sr. leads things off. And his last 12 games hitting .340. Overall, it's got him up to .232. 9 home runs, is tied for 4th most in the league. He started this homestand with the walk-off on Friday night. Here's the first pitch of the inning. It is in the dirt from Sergey, who, like we said, was incredibly sharp. And the first time that we saw him early in the game, Revs got to him in the middle innings. His numbers are inflated by one start for the most part, as he kicks and delivers, and a breaking ball sits high. It was May 26th at New Britain, gave up 7 in 5 innings. He was out for some time in June. He fires, and that's a called strike in on Burgess, 2-2. Was out for 21 days on the DL through most of the month of June. This is his second appearance back, his first start back. Now the wind and the pitch, and Burgess checks on a fastball up and away, and does lay off.
It's a good check right there for Mike, a pitch that looked a little tempting, but he's able to keep the hands back and hold.
I think I said 2-2, it was 2-1. Now 3 balls and a strike to him. And the pitch. Swings, hits it high and deep. Right field, it is gone! Michael Burgess Sr. goes yard again. And it's a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning as he hammers it out past Cannonball Charlie. Number 10 on the year for Michael Burgess, and it's a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning.
Well, a shot right there, got the barrel on that one, was able to get it elevated. I thought the bat flip was more impressive than the home run, to be honest. He knew it right away. He flipped that thing, got good distance and good hang time on it. If anyone's watching on YouTube, maybe they caught it. But that wasn't a trot. I mean, he was jogging around first, like he was going for a double at first. Well, I missed the replay. I wanted to see the bat flip.
Here's Zach Wilson, his first swing back. Good looking hack, but swung through it. So a 2-0 lead. Burgess stays locked in. Here's the 0-1. And a breaking ball inside. Wilson's first game played since June 19th. That pulled groin. And the last 2 games that he played before he had to sit, he was a combined 4 for 6 with 3 doubles and 5 driven in. It's the 1-1. And a swing and a nubber back to the mound. Funny spin, but right to Sergey, who gloves it and throws to first for the out, 1 away.
Well, just to have Zach healthy is a win in itself. I mean, he doesn't have to come back in the lineup and go 3 for 5 every night, but to have him healthy is huge. It's going to be huge moving into the second half. It's good to have one of your everyday players healthy at the beginning of the new half. Everybody starts fresh. Yes, the first half records still matter at the end of the season, but to start that half fresh with Zach in the lineup is going to be a huge boost, and it's going to take a couple days probably for him to get back in that rhythm.
Now Ryan Dent, who's been hot. First pitch fastball is over the outer half for a strike. Dent, his last 3 games, 7 for 12. Multiple hits in all 3. He's up to 267, 7 home runs. Here's the 0-1, and a fastball clipped the outside corner, a called strike as some lightning flashes toward the north. Burgess now with the 10 home runs. That puts him into a tie for 3rd most in the league with Corey Vaughn. 0-2, and it misses in the dirt. Only Blake Galen with 13 and Courtney Hawkins with 12 have hit more.
I think there's a really good chance Mike could end up leading the league at the end of the year. I mean, 17 last year, he already has 10. And that's 17 in 140 games, and he's on pace to get more than that this year in 14 less games.
Yeah, his resurgence has been a big part of this Revs resurgence. Pitch to Dent is flip foul down the first base side, reaching and looping it into the seats. There's some open seats still on the ends that'll be filled in as we get later in the evening, but everything else around the bowl is pretty filled up here today. First home game on the 4th since July of 2012. Another 1-2 and a fastball strike 3 called on the outer part of the plate. Dent knew it. And 2 down in the inning. This used to be an annual holiday to Bridgeport for us.
Yeah. How was that the past few years up there? They do it big for the 4th?
Not really.
No. I mean, the hotel up there, they had to go all out for you guys, right?
Yeah, you know, it's well mopped and all that. Here's Luis Cruz.
Only on special occasions, right?
Yeah. No, actually, I mean, here's the first pitch to Cruz. He swings, slices it down the line in right field. This carries and short hops the wall. And he will head to second and in standing with a double as Cruz nails it the other way, short hopping the wall all the way out on the track in right field. And the Revs with their 4th hit, 2nd extra base hit.
There's another bat coming around right there. Cruz 2 knocks and 2 driven in last night. That's a good, really good sign right there to see him be able to drive that pitch the other way. Off the bat, it looked like maybe a foul ball a little bit down the first base line, but that thing carried and shows how strong Luis is.
Now here's Witherspoon. I did enjoy our trips to Bridgeport. The problem on the 4th is that everywhere was closed. You had nowhere to go eat. First pitch is a breaking ball. It's a called strike. Well, I guess actually there was a Chinese restaurant across the street that stayed open. But I think the one year even that was closed. They did have a big crowd on the 4th up there last year, though. Here's the stretch, couple looks back, the 0-1, and that's down in the dirt. I had to cross the harbor in the morning to get to Chipotle before it closed for the day. Remember that.
How'd you get across harbor? You take a ferry?
No, there's a bridge.
Okay. I figured.
Bridges and everything up there. There's the stretch. Now the 1-1. And Witherspoon lays off high. They did have some fireworks in the area when we were there last year. I could hear them but couldn't see them. Tonight that won't be a problem. Here's the stretch. And a 2-1 to Spoon. Oh, look out. High and tight off the glove of Whistler. That'll roll on back toward the backstop. Cruz moves to third. What'll likely be a wild pitch. Sergey missed badly. Witherspoon first had to get his chin out of the way.
Well, that's no fun if you can hear the fireworks but you can't see them. That's the worst case scenario right there.
I could hear them from my room, but I didn't know where to go. I didn't know which direction they were or anything.
My dream is that there'll be silent fireworks someday.
Yeah.
Not really big on the noise part of it, but I do like fireworks and the visual aspect of it.
Now the 3-1 swing and a miss. He was looking for one to drive there. Our human cannonball had a little blast in terms of sound when he came flying out. Were you ready for that?
I was ready today. I've been ready for the past 2 weeks or so. I've been pretty good. I've gotten in a rhythm of remembering.
Well, they did a countdown for him, so you had to be ready for him. 3-2, swing and a miss. Slider gets Witherspoon. The Revs will leave Cruz at third after the 2-out double, but Michael Burgess' home run, his 10th of the year, extends the lead. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. We go to the third. It's 2-0 York.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Saubles Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Jay Gauls. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
2-0, Revs lead it as we head to the third inning. The skies are a bit dark on pretty much all of the horizons. There is the threat of storms today, so hopefully we manage to avoid that. LJ went out to show the radar to the crew chief, James Clayton, between innings, the third base umpire today. Start the third with Javier Betancourt leading it off for Sugar Land. 8, 9, and 1 due up. And time asked for by somebody. Carson was ready to go. He's gone 2 innings so far, 3 strikeouts, only base runner on an error. And the first pitch, it is a called strike, outside corner. The All-Star game will be his first in the Atlantic League. The guys that have been selected from the Revs, only Wellington Dotel has previously been to one. He was there in 2015. Pitch is swung on, hit in the air, left field. Dotel backing up and just shy of the track. He's got room as Betancourt gave it a bit of a ride to deep left, but handled by Dotel for out number 1.
That had some early break on it, so you could see it pretty quickly out of the hand, but Carson kept that low in the zone, so not a hanger by the usual description right there because it wasn't up or right over the plate. But even if you can read the pitch, if you keep it low, you're still going to get outs.
Now Josh Whistler, the 24-year-old rookie catcher. He takes a strike and didn't like it away. He is playing in his 4th pro game, second start, second in as many nights. At the plate, 0 for 4, has walked twice. They're giving Norris a chance to breathe a little bit after catching so much. Pitch is a half swing, fooled on it, went around. On a slider from Rob, it's 0-2.
Well, Norris could get another day off tomorrow, too. I mean, you've already clinched the first half. Why not give your everyday guy another rest day?
He was used heavily in pursuit of that title. Pitch is up high and away, 1-2. Revs a 2-0 lead here in the 3rd inning. Now Carson from the belt. And the pitch, it is lined to center field. Witherspoon hustles over, and he's there. Got a good read off the bat. He had him shaded the other way. Had to come over toward left center a few strides, but he handles it for out number 2.
Carson looks great through that first time through the order. Hasn't allowed a hit yet in this one. Only base runner was an error, and you see the 3 strikeouts, and that's impressive one time through, but more importantly, I think it's been impressive how he's been able to pitch to contact, and it hasn't been a lot of hard contact off him.
Now here's Anthony Jansanti back at the top. He fouled to first on the first pitch of the game. First one this time is up and away. He is a guy that likes to swing early in the count. Yesterday was his first day off of the year, and he had been on a tear helping them clinch. The 1-0 swings and flares it to shallow right, and that'll get in. Now he plops it in front of Mitchell. It's a 2-out single, the Skeeters' first hit. Now he came in the last 8, hitting .433 with 3 homers in those 8. And a handful of big games in that series against Lancaster. I want to bring up Alvaro Rondon, who flied to right his first time up. Mentioned Dotel being an all-star selection in 2015. That's the year that he was player of the year in this league. Oh, here's a liner just past Carson's glove, but played on a hop up the middle. Dent is there, and he'll run it to the bag ahead of Jansanti for the force. It was a jam shot, and it looked like it was hit harder than it was when it came back at Rob. He ducked, self-defense, stuck the glove up, just missed that. But Dent there to clean up. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 2-0 York.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit PSECU.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration. Equal Opportunity Lender.
This Friday is First Friday in downtown York. Presented by Wellspan Health, First Friday is a monthly celebration of downtown restaurants, cultural venues, and nightlife hotspots. Enjoy live music, food trucks, kids' activities, and more from 5 to 9 p.m. Get to know York again or for the first time at downtownyorkpa.com.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Two 2-0, Revs lead it as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd today. On this July 4th, our Wellspan Sports Medicine injury report. Revs getting Zach Wilson back today and in the lineup. Tyler Clark will be reevaluated. He was saying that perhaps after the All-Star break he'd be ready to go as his prediction. Revs, of course, with Frank DiGiulio Jr. and Jay Goss out for the year with the elbow surgeries. We wish them the best. Goss will have his soon. DiGiulio is recovering from his. Top of the order for the Revs here in the third inning. With a 2-0 lead, Jared Mitchell to start off. And Sergey's first offering is a called strike on the outer reach. Mitchell singled, stole a base, scored in the first inning. He has now scored in 11 of his last 13 games played. In the 0-1, and it misses outside. His on-base stuff, his walks, his runs, he's done an outstanding job leading off. And he's still due to get hot swinging the bat again. Pitch is swung on, skied foul, third base side. They'll give it a look. And it lands in play, but bounces into the seats. It came down with Cordero and Rondon still on their way to it, just next to the sidewall, and Mitchell still with life.
I'm glad you saw that because I couldn't see anything with that huge speaker right there.
Yeah, I couldn't see if they slowed down or any of that. Happened to see it land. That's about it.
Working through it, though. Obstructed view.
We're hanging out with the musicians today. There's the wind and the 1-2. It misses high and outside.
These would be the cheaper seats at a stadium because they're obstructed view.
It's like at old Tiger Stadium with the beams. And that was the charm.
Or if you're stuck behind a foul pole at Fenway.
And now the 2-2. And a swing and a foul back over the roof. Mitchell protecting. Revs up 2-0 here in the early going. We continue to keep our fingers crossed that the threat of storms doesn't prove to be reality. See a flash of lightning to the north, another 2-2, and a half swing foul tip. Mitchell got a piece on the check, tipping it straight back. Sergey was in one of the games against Lancaster, 2 1/3 scoreless. Coming off the DL. His first start tonight since June 1st against York. Now he deals, and a swing and a foul again. Mitchell continues to make him work, leading off this third inning. That one sent back onto the roof. Sergey previously in the Oakland A's system, reaching high A. Now fires, and a line drive center field. Jansanti tiptoes back, but he's got it measured. Medium deep, hit fairly well, but the catch is made for out number 1.
Wasn't quite squared up on the barrel right there, more towards the end of the bat, but Mitchell staying up the middle right there, a really good at bat, seeing a lot of pitches, and that's when he knows he's locked in. Told me in an interview we did a couple weeks ago that he really tries to stay locked in up the middle or towards left field, and doesn't matter who's on the mound, righty or lefty, he tries to go middle of the field, opposite field approach. Just that's when he knows he's looking good up there at the dish.
Now Casilla. And he swings, chops one towards second. He's going to dig, and he's going to make it. Infield hit as Alexi started to shuffle up in the box and take that easy little swing to top it intentionally. He bounced it in front of Betancourt, charging in from second, and he had no play.
It's not easy to just be able to do that. You have to work on it. It has to be part of your game. Now, the run and slap hit is one thing, but to be able to tap it like that where it bounces a couple times in no man's land, that's something that, you don't see from a lot of guys, and Alexi's mastered it.
Revs with their 5th hit. He's got a sac fly and that base hit. And here's Dotel. First pitch, he swings, chops a foul, third base side. 2-0 is the lead. Sergey played for a handful of teams in the Frontier League. We mentioned Washington, where he had a perfect game. Was in the American Association for 3 years with Laredo. Pete Incaviglia, his manager there. As he turns and fires to first, Alexi's back upright. In college, he began his career at the junior college level, Broward College, and then on to Campbell University. And another move to first. Alexi dives back. And the Sugar Land team as a staff leads the league 3.10 ERA. Held opponents to a 2.35 average. There's the 0-1, and it sinks down low. So if you just looked at their pitching, you would expect they've got to be a first-half contender with that. Well, then you look at the batting numbers, and they lead the league in pretty much everything there, too. They've won 16 of their last 20. There's the 1-1, and a swing and a miss, a slider. And Lancaster had that first half under control the whole way until the last week when it came down to the head-to-head, and Sugar Land won 6 out of 7. Each of the last 5. Last night when they came up here was their 6th win in a row overall. The Revs trying to snap that streak today. And now time asked for, Dotel backs out. Wellington a single in the first inning. Now time asked for, Casilla needs to tie his shoelaces. Our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard today. 4th of July action. Somerset at Southern Maryland. And it doesn't mean anything because the Patriots have already clinched the first half in the Liberty. There's the stretch, the 1-2, and a swing and a foul back over the roof. Earlier today, a 1:35 start at New Britain. The Bees fell to Long Island 5-3, so at roughly 4:58 Eastern Time, Somerset officially became Liberty Division first half champs. Their magic number was 1 entering the day. So I would imagine they'll play that game, and whether they win or lose afterward, they'll probably pop the corks in that clubhouse. Another move to first as Casilla dives back.
It's not the same if you're scoreboard watching and clinch that way as if you do it yourself and then get the pile on. Or I mean, that's not really a first half thing anyway, but still the celebration in the clubhouse a lot different if you win it yourself to clinch.
There's the pitch to Dotel. He fouls off another one. They are exhausting Sergey, or at least trying to, with all these fouls. 2 years ago, Michael, the Revs won a game at Long Island, and at about 12:30 in the morning on the bus ride back, Sugar Land lost at Southern Maryland, so the Revs clinched on the bus. They played at home the next night against Lancaster, won, and then popped the corks, which they planned to regardless. Here's a high fly right field, as Phipps backs up a step, waits under it, and the right fielder handles it for out number 2. Good battle from Dotel, but Sergey wins another lengthy battle this inning.
How about on the bus? Popping any bottles on the bus?
No, just a lot of hooting and hollering, loud music. We stopped at a New Jersey rest stop to get some food. I can't think of a better way to celebrate than that.
Nothing says clinching a first half title by getting some gas station grub. But, well, last year when I was in the Northwoods League, we found out, I was with the Rockford Rivets, found out we were in the playoffs on the night before the last game of the regular season. We were at the hotel. It was like 10 at night.
Here's Mesa. He swings, lines one, sinking, left field, and down in front of Hawkins coming in. Handles it cleanly on a short hop, but Mesa's got a hit. Another one for Melky. And the inning goes on, first and second for Burgess.
Everything drops for Melky these days. And being able to just flick his hands out there and drop one in front of left.
Revs a 2-0 lead, and here's Burgess, who homered last inning. His 10th of the year. Solo shot made it 2-0. Revs a run in the first and then a run on Burgess's home run in the second. And they now have 6 base hits. The stretch from Sergey. And the first offering, it is a slider inside. He seemed to want it, didn't get it. The other game tonight, Lancaster hosts the Road Warriors at 6:30. A long look in, and Sergey asks Whistler to go through the signs again. And now ready. You see it inching away a little more. The pitch, it is high and away, and it's ball 2. So Burgess has a big hitter's count to lock in on here.
He probably won't be getting anything to hit. I mean, first base isn't open, but you'd rather pitch around him and even walk him than have him put one over the wall for 3 runs.
He is a scary hitter for an opposing pitcher right now. Sergey ready. And the 2-0. Swinging a fly ball, center field. Jansanti backing up. This one will stay in the park, though. And in fairly deep right center, he's got it to end the inning. Burgess didn't quite square that one up. Revs with 2 base hits in the inning, but both left on. And we'll go to the 4th. Michael with the play-by-play. The Revs with a 2-0 lead.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Feelings of stress, sadness, or anxiousness can be signs of depression or other mental health issues that should be addressed. If life seems too difficult to manage, Presley Ridge can help. Call Presley Ridge today, and our team of compassionate mental health professionals will help you enjoy your life again. Presley Ridge offers mental health services for all ages in York and Harrisburg. Make an appointment today. Call 717-845-6624 or visit presleyridge.org/outpatient.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Was it? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Luke Westfall. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the 4th inning, Revs an early 2-0 lead on the Skeeters on 4th of July here in downtown York. Michael Marcantonini alongside Darrell Henry. Robert Carson out for another inning of work. First pitch of the inning is tapped foul by Matt Chavez, the first baseman for the Skeeters. Chavez reached on an error at third by Wilson in the first inning. Matt got the night off last night, hitting .332 with 3 homers and 35 driven in coming in. His .332 average good for 3rd in the league behind just Vladimir Frias in 2nd of Lancaster and Jordani Valdespin, the league leader of Long Island. Here's the 0-1 to Chavez. Fastball swung on and missed, outer half. It's 0-2. Rob's done a great job through 3 innings so far, getting ahead in counts. He has 3 strikeouts in the game. He's pitched to contact well. He's allowed just 1 hit. That was Jansanti's 2-out knock in the 3rd. Well, Chavez faced with an 0-2 count. Rob sets on the mound, and the pitch. 0-2, fastball outside corner, a check swing. He went around, says first base umpire Silvio Martinez. Chavez tried to check on the high and outside heater. But the bat went across the plate according to Silvio down the first base line. Another strikeout for Carson, his 4th of the night. He continues to deal. Here's the cleanup hitter, Courtney Hawkins, 1 for 4 of the runs scored last night. Hawkins leads the team with 12 homers, tie for 2nd in the league. First pitch to him, chopped foul off his foot out to third, but like I said, a foul ball. It's 0-1. Well, Courtney's enjoyed a really solid season. His first Atlantic League campaign, previously spent 7 years in the White Sox system, a former first-round pick, 13th overall, back in 2012. Same year, Carlos Correa went number 1 overall to the Astros. Well, here's the 0-1 to Hawkins, swung on and laced foul down the third base line. It's 0-2. So Carson ahead of the first 2 batters in the inning, 0-2. He's working with a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 4th. And he's been good once again. For Hawkins, however, I mentioned the 12 home runs. Second behind just Blake Galen with 13. He's also 4th in the league with a tie for 4th, actually, with 104 total bases. Tied with Travis Snyder. Just 3 ahead of him in that category. Well, the 0-2 coming from Carson. Here it is. Fastball swing and a miss upstairs. Back-to-back Ks for Carson. And he continues to dominate here in the 4th. 5 in the game, and he's now rung up Hawkins twice swinging. With 2 down and no one on, here's Albert Cordero, the third baseman. We saw Albert at first base last night. He hit the grand slam in the first inning, was held hitless the rest of the night, but scored another run, an inning in which he reached on a fielder's choice. So 1 for 5 last night, but the big blow was the slam in the first inning. He'll hit with 2 outs and no one on. The pitch from Carson. Fastball misses high. 1-0 the count. 2-0 lead for the Revs, top of the 4th. They got 1 in the first on Alexi Casillas' sac fly to center, scoring Jared Mitchell. Michael Burgess hit a solo homer to right in the second, and that's where we are. 2-0 top 4. The 1-0 pitch. Chopped out to the hole at short. Dent backhands, throws off balance over to first. In time, he got him. What a play by Ryan Dent in the hole in one motion to throw over to Burgess at the bag. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Robert Carson. Still the Revs 2 and the Skeeters nothing after 3.5. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th next. Stick with us.
Tired of hearing that music? Especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with Tropical Shaved Ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Home half of the 4th inning from Peoples Bank Park. 2-0 lead for the Revs over the Skeeters. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Second to last game of the first half for both of these teams. The first half of the Atlantic League season officially ends after tomorrow's game. There will be one more series for every team in the league before the All-Star break, Friday through Sunday. But the first half ends tomorrow. The All-Star break will be Monday through Thursday next week, then the second half picks up. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Zach Wilson set to lead off for the Revs. It's Wilson, Dent, and Cruz. Wilson swings at the first pitch and laces a slider foul down the third base line. It's 0-1. Wilson in the 6-hole in the lineup tonight for the Revs. His first game since June 19th, where he had a really nice series against the Road Warriors before going on the DL with a groin injury. And the 0-1 coming from Matt Sergey. Cue shot back at him. He doesn't handle it too well, but he gets it in the glove finally. Throws to first. Back-to-back ground outs to the pitcher for Wilson as he nubbed that one. It took a weird spin on Sergey, but he recovered. Wilson upset with himself as that was all he could do. Well, here's his former high school teammate Ryan Dent at the dish. Dent struck out looking his first time up. 2 for 5 with a run scored last night. Dent's been one of a handful on this team that's been tearing it up lately. Dent's hitting .423 over his last 8. He's 11 for 26 in that span. Takes a ball high there. It's 1-0. 2-0 lead for the Revs, bottom 4. So .423 for Dent over his last 8. He has a homer, 8 RBI, and 5 runs in that span. 1-0 pitch, popped up, center of the diamond, shallow center field. Jansanti coming on. He'll camp under it, sky high, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So Dent got that one way up there, a little bit too much elevation. And 2 quick outs for Matt Sergey here in the 4th. Here's Luis Cruz, who doubled to right his first time up. Eventually got to third on a wild pitch, but was stranded there. He had 2 hits and drove in a pair last night. Guy who's trying to turn things around offensively after a hot start to the year. Cruz an RBI single, an RBI fielder's choice, and then just a little single later in the game last night. As he takes a strike on the outer half, it's 0-1. 2-0 lead for York over Sugar Land, bottom 4. A 4th of July edition of baseball here in downtown York. It's the Revs' first time playing a game at home on the 4th of July since 2012. 0-1 to Cruz is taken for a slider inside corner, 0-2. Well, in 2012 on the 4th, they beat Somerset 9-2 here. But since then, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, 5 years in a row, they've been on the road, the last 3 at Bridgeport. 0-2 pitch coming to Cruz, slider low and away for a strike 3. Cruz, well, he'll just stand there and ponder that, but he strikes out looking to end the inning. 4th strikeout of the night for Sergey. It's a 1-2-3 inning. After 4 full, the Revs still holding a 2-0 lead on the Skeeters. Stick with us. We'll see what Robert Carson does on the mound in the top of inning number 5.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with the friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
2-0 lead for the Revs, top of inning number 5. Robert Carson out for another inning of work. Went strikeout, ground out in the 4th inning, and he's only thrown 42 pitches through 4 innings tonight. He's been impeccably efficient, and that's what Rob does. He gets the ball out there, he goes and just throws. Works really quickly, a guy who's bounced around between the rotation and the bullpen. He's pitched mostly out of the pen this year. He's made 19 appearances overall, 3 starts. And in his 3 starts, he's been pretty darn good. He's allowed just 3 earned runs over 17 innings as a starter. That's a 1.59 ERA. He's working on lowering that here tonight. First pitch of the inning is a fastball high to Derek Norris, the DH. He's slotted down in the 6 hole tonight. He's hitting 3rd last night. Norris went 3 for 5 with 3 singles and a run scored last night in the Sugar Land 10-6 win. Now he swings at the 1-0. It's a good changeup from Rob. It's 1-1. Well, I mentioned only the 3 earned runs in 17 innings for Carson as a starter. He threw 7 shutout frames with no walks 2 starts ago against Sugar Land here and got the win for the Revs, the only game they won in that series. On the 1-1 pitch, fastball high and away, it's 2-1. And in that game, Rob also struck out 4. He scattered just 6 hits. He's gone at least 5 in all 3 of his starts. 5, 7, and 5 respectively in all 3. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, good fastball up in the zone, and Norris couldn't come up with it. 2-2 the count.
All right, so 1, 16, 31, 46, 69, 76.
Carson looking for out number 1. He's got the K-man with 2 strikes on him. 2-2 pitch up coming here. Rob set, leg kick, and the pitch. Fastball misses just off the plate. Everybody in the stadium, Carson especially, on the mound looking for the strike 3 call. Struck out 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th. Looking for strikeout number 6 on the night here for out number 1 in the 5th. Revs holding a 2-0 lead, top 5, excuse me. Revs have 6 hits, the Skeeters have just 1. 3-2 pitch coming to Norris. Here it is. Fastball high in the zone. He got him. Swing and a miss. Norris goes down on strikes. Number 6 for Rob in the game. He gets the K-man, and there's 1 down here in the 5th. And Norris is now 0 for 2. That brings up Phipps, who struck out his last time. Robert Carson has been electric here. Not your ideal 4th of July baseball setting. It's pretty dreary looking, and it's drizzled over the past hour or so a little bit. The sun is not out. It's pretty hot and humid, but Robert Carson, it doesn't matter. He's balling. Here's the right fielder, Phipps. First pitch to him, fastball, swing and a miss. Robert Carson is dialing up the fastball here tonight. I think he might have broken the radar gun because the last pitch didn't get a reading. I mean, he's not throwing 100 out there, but looks low 90s. 0-1 pitch. Phipps takes inside. That's a breaking ball. 1-1 the count. Well, that one was registered at 82 on the breaking ball, so they got that one. 2-0 lead for York over Sugar Land, top 5. Pitch to Phipps, popped up and foul, right side of the diamond. Casilla, a sac fly in the 1st. Burgess, a solo homer to right in the 2nd. Everything else zeros on the scoreboard. Rob has worked 4 1/3 shutout innings so far. He has not allowed a run to the Skeeters in 11 1/3 innings this year. That is starting wise. 1-2 pitch, fastball high. It's 2-2. This is start number 4 on the year for Rob. He only made 1 last year in Southern Maryland. The time is called. 2-2 the count still. The year before he was with Bridgeport and Southern Maryland, he combined to make 3 starts. In 2015 he made 12, started half the year for the Bluefish. 2014, no starts at all. Now the 2-2 pitch to Phipps, high and away. Well, that was an affiliated ball in 2014. Well, before 2015 in the Atlantic League when he started 12 games, the last time he started was 2011 with AA Binghamton in the Met system, made 24 starts that year. 3-2 pitch coming to Phipps. Here it is. Breaking ball sent up the middle for a base hit. Off the end of the bat, but Phipps got it into center. Stayed on that pitch on the outer half. And he has the Skeeters' second hit of the night.
Number 20, Javier Betancourt.
One down in the top of the 5th inning. Man on first, that's Phipps. Brings up the 8-hitter Javier Betancourt. Betancourt playing over at second base, this Keystone today. He played third base last night. A lot of position flexibility with the position players on this Skeeters team. Betancourt swings at the first pitch, pops it up, foul territory, first base side. Burgess is under it, makes the grab in front of the first base coach's box, and he has out number 2 in the inning. So Carson induces a pop-up. It's the second pop-out to Burgess tonight for the Skeeters. Betancourt 0 for 2. Now with 2 down and a man on, here's Josh Whistler, the catcher. Whistler in the 9-hole, still looking for his first hit in professional baseball. I mentioned last night he's an Atlantic League rookie. You don't see that very often, a pro baseball rookie playing in this league. It is a younger league than it used to be, but still a veteran league per se. Guys come here after starting elsewhere. So Whistler takes a strike over the heart of the plate. It's 0-1. It's very rare that you find a guy who has not played either affiliated ball or independent ball elsewhere here in the Atlantic League. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing there from Whistler. Call the ball inside. Tight slider there from Carson. 80 on the gun. 1-1. Carson working with a 2-0 Revs lead. Top of the 5th. Runner on first is Phipps. He singled. Burgess holding on Phipps at the bag. The 1-1 pitch. Whistler takes high. It's 2-1. And Josh lined out to spoon in center his first time up. Hit a ball on the nose, but came up empty. Was 0 for 3 with a walk last night. This just his second start of the season, 4th game overall. Well, 2 balls and a strike, and Phipps was dancing off first. Now a move over to first. Safe is the call by Silvio Martinez. Phipps looked like he tried to go on first movement there from Carson. Carson recognized it, stepped off, threw over to first sidearm. Burgess applied the tag, but Phipps just got his hand back in. And the inning continues. Burgess still holding on Phipps, a shorter lead for him now. The 2-1 to Whistler. Fastball in there for a strike, 2-2. Rob came in with a 5-2 record and a 1.92 ERA. The ERA is down to 1.74 currently. Looking to make it 5 scoreless innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on first. The pitch. Check swing. They'll appeal down to first. No swing, says Silvio Martinez. Cruz tried to hold it on the inner half. No call there from the home plate umpire, Brian Page. So the count runs full. Carson's run 3 full counts in this inning after needing just 42 pitches through the first 4. Burgess will back off with Phipps ready to go on the pitch. Burgess steps behind him over at first. Phipps runs the 3-2 pitch, sent up the middle for a base knock. Phipps a hard turnaround second. He stumbles a bit, but he'll get to third easily, going first to third. And Josh Whistler has his first hit in professional baseball. And they're going to ask for that baseball. Dent throws it over to the Skeeters dugout. Nice souvenir for Josh. Playing in just his 4th game this year. Guy has his first hit as a professional baseball player. Pretty sweet. I'm sure he'll put that in a trophy case or on a mantle somewhere. So 2 hits in the inning for the Skeeters. They have just 3 in the game, but that'll send Fletch out to the mound to talk things over with Carson and Cruz. Runners at the corners and 2 down. The Skeeters have the tying run at first, the go-ahead run at the plate. Revs holding a 2-0 lead in the top of the 5th. The leadoff batter, Anthony Jansanti, will hit with 2 outs. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a pop-out tonight. Came in hitting .289. 9 home runs, 29 RBI. Got the night off last night. Skeeters resting 3 of their regulars last night, 2 more tonight, as they have already clinched the first half. Nothing more to play for here in the first half. So they know they will be playing late September baseball this year. Skeeters and the Patriots have already punched their tickets to the playoffs. Jansanti swings at the first pitch, pops it up behind the plate. Cruz giving chase behind home plate, but that'll get into the seats onto the concourse. Loud thud there on the concrete. And I think it bounced up into one of the sky boxes above our heads in the press box. So 0-1 the count on Jansanti, who tried to jump on Rob early in the count. Carson's only letting opponents hit .211 against him with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. The 0-1 to Jansanti, swing and a miss. Nasty changeup low in the zone. 0-2 the count on Jansanti. Phipps is on third. Whistler's on first after his first pro ball hit. 2 outs in the inning. Revs up 2-0, top 5. Burgess holding on Whistler. Everybody else in the infield back deep for the Revs. Wilson close to the third base line. 0-2 to Jansanti, misses high and away. It's 1-2. Rob has 6 strikeouts already through 4 2/3. Number 7 would be huge right here. Rob comes set, looks at Whistler at first. The 1-2 pitch, sent out to deep left field, and that ball is not coming back. Anthony Jansanti picks on a pitch up in the zone with 2 strikes, and he sends it over the arch nemesis, his 10th homer of the year. He now has 32 RBI. And Rob would love to have that one back, and no doubt about it, shot. Just a fastball up in the zone that Jansanti picked on. And the Skeeters take a 3-2 lead in the top of the 5th. A huge turn of events on one pitch. And that one hurts right there. So that one swing doubles the earned run total for Robert Carson as a starter this season. Well, the ERA ballooned up to 193 with that homer. A bunt attempt for a hit, but it's hard at Wilson over at third. Throws to first. Burgess picks it, but Silvio Martinez says he was off the first base bag. And the inning continues. They'll call it an E5. They say Wilson will give Wilson a throwing error. Burgess did all he could to at least stop that ball in the dirt, pick it, but he was not on the bag. So after the home run, Rondon tries to bunt on the first pitch. It was not a good bunt for a hit attempt as Wilson was playing in. It got to him on one bounce, but the throw to first was not good. The 4th hit of the inning for the Skeeters. Things went from great to just not so good in quite a hurry for Robert Carson on the mound. Here's the 3-hitter, Matt Chavez. Stolen base attempt from Rondon. He goes down to second. He makes it. The throw from Cruz was good, but not in time to get him. And now another man in scoring position for the Skeeters. Carson's given up 3 runs in the inning. They all came in to score on the home run from Jansanti. Chavez, the 7th man to hit in the inning for Sugar Land. They lead it 3-2 here in the 5th. The 1-0 pitch. Pitch misses inside. It's 2-0. Rob really out of sync here in the 5th. Cruised through the first 4 innings. And 3rd time through the lineup, Jansanti got him. Sugar Land from down 0-2 to up 3-2. Rob's 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Chavez. It's 2-1. Well, the Rondon stolen base was the first of the night for the Skeeters. Chavez, the right-handed hitting first baseman, steps back in. 2-1 the count on him with 2 outs, man on second. Carson looks out at second. The 2-1 pitch, flip foul out of play, right side, it's 2-2. Carson was 1 strike away from getting out of the 5th unscathed. He would have had 5 scoreless. But instead he gives up the 3 spot on the home run from Jan Santee to left. A towering shot over the arch nemesis. 2-2 the count, man on second, 2 down. Chavez ready in the box. Carson comes to play, runner goes for third, pitches high, no throw down to third from Cruz. Another stolen base for Alvaro Rondon, 2 in the inning. So he reached on an error, stole second, stole third.
Oh, absolutely.
Now a man on third with 2 down. Matt Chavez still at the dish. 3-2 the count. Revs just looking to get out of this 5th inning and get back to the dugout. Three-2 pitch from Carson. Foul ball out of play right side. And the inning continues. Well, this game took a huge turn. It was all Revs. They scored a run in each of the first 2 innings. They threatened for another run in the 3rd. And 2 men on, but did not come and bring anyone around to score. Another 3-2 up coming to Chavez. Carson ready. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the glove of Cruz. Strikeout number 7 in the game for Carson, 2nd in the inning. But 7 come to the plate for the Skeeters. They score 3 times, all on the big blow. The homer to left from Jan Santee. And after 4.5, it's Sugarland 3, York 2. Stick with us, going to the bottom of the 5th next.
Have you heard? Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
Things took a wrong turn for the Revs in the top of the 5th. Anthony Jan Santee belted a 3-run homer over the arch nemesis with 2 strikes on him and 2 outs in the top of the inning. Robert Carson put a fastball up in the zone. Jan Santee smacked it over the wall. No doubt about it, shot. Wellington Dotel didn't even move in left field. And just like that, the Skeeters have taken a 3-2 lead in this one. Revs will come to bat in the bottom of the 5th now as Travis Witherspoon is set to lead things off. Robert Carson has 7 strikeouts through 5 innings. But his team on the losing end right now after Sugarland got the homer from Jan Santee. Matt Sergey, a few runs of support now as he'll face Witherspoon. First pitch, Spoon offers a bunt but pulls back. Offers a bunt attempt. 9-1-2 for the Revs, Spoon, Mitchell, Casilla. Revs scored in each of the first 2 innings, but nothing over the last 2. A swing and a miss from Spoon. Nasty slider low and in on Sergey. And it's 0-2. 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for Sugarland. 2 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors for the Revs. 0-2 to Spoon. Slider, swing and a miss low in the zone. Another punch out Fourth of the night for Sergey. Fifth, that is. Fifth strikeout and second straight. Spoon has gone down twice on strikes tonight. Now back to the top of the order, Jared Mitchell. He singled up the middle, stole a bag, scored a run his first time up. That led off the bottom of the first. Flew out to center in the third. The third baseman will come up. That's Cordero with Mitchell's speed. Mitchell swings at the first pitch, a slider tap foul. It's 0-1. Steady diet of sliders for Sergey in the inning. Three to 2 lead for Sugar Land, bottom 5. 1 down and none on for Mitchell as he takes a ball outside. It's 1-1. Bottom of the Revs order, 7, 8, 9. That's where 4 of the 5 strikeouts have come from. Top 3, no one has struck out. 1-1 pitch, slider misses low and in, 2-1. The Revs out hitting the Skeeters, and it was all Revs through the first 4 innings, but one swing has put Sugar Land ahead. Two balls and 1 strike. There's a slider that sweeps across the outer half. Mitchell takes. It's 2-2. Jared doing a good job seeing a few pitches here in the AB and all night, really. Time is called as Mitchell wanted it, steps out, and I think he had something in his face, maybe a gnat flying around. 2-2 the count with 1 down in the inning, no one on. Everybody back deep in the infield for Sugar Land. And the pitch. Fly ball out to deep left center field. Courtney Hawkins giving chase. And they'll make the grab on the track. Mitchell gave it a ride. It looked good off the bat, but it looks like the wind just knocked that thing down in left center. Well, on a night where it was sunny and it was in the 90s and a little bit of breeze out that way, that thing's over the wall, and Mitchell would have had a dinger. But instead, it's just a long fly out to left center. Hawkins did a good job tracking that down. Jansanti was over for the backup. And Mitchell flies out in the gap. He's 1 for 3. Here's Alexi Casilla, 0 for 4 last night, but he drove in a run. He's driven in a run tonight as well with a sac fly. Also has an infield single. Slider on the outer half to him. It's 0-1. Casilla's been hot over his last 5 games. Hitting .353 over the team's last 5. He's played in 4 of them. He swings and misses there. 6 hits in his last 17 coming in. 7 hits in his last 19 if you count what he's done tonight. Well, 7 in 18. The sac fly doesn't count as an at-bat. 0-2 pitch, flicked out to first, but Matt Chavez a leaping grab over at first. And the inning is over. So another line out for Casilla. He's done quite a bit of that lately. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Matt Sergey. Second straight 1-2-3 frame. He's retired the last 7 hitters he's faced. And after 5 full innings, it's Sugar Land 3, York 2. Stick with us on the broadcast.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car. Brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com. Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the 6th inning from Peoples Bank Park. It's Sugarland 3, York 2. Robert Carson back out for another inning. His first pitch of the inning to Courtney Hawkins is a ball high and away. 1-0 the count. Revs went down 1-2-3 in the 5th inning. They also went down 1-2-3 in the 4th against Matt Sergey, who's locked in after giving up 2 early runs. Now the 1-0 to Hawkins misses inside. It's 2-0. 3-run home run from Anthony Jansanti with 2 outs and 2 strikes on him in the 5th is the difference right now. Other than that, Robert Carson's been nearly flawless. 2-0 misses way outside. It's 3-0. Carson's worked into the 6th inning for the 2nd time this season in 4 starts. Needed just 42 pitches to get himself through 4, but the 5th inning was a different story. 3-0 to Hawkins, misses high, 4-pitch walk to start the inning. Seahawks on base for the first time tonight. Here's Albert Cordero, the third baseman, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to short. That walk for Carson is his first free pass issued tonight. His control has been pinpoint. He's been very accurate. He's around the zone, getting ahead of hitters, but in that 4th inning, he did fall behind 3 hitters. He worked 3 full counts. Was ahead in the count when Jansanti hit the home run, though. Just made a mistake with a fastball left up. No outs, man on first. Runner goes. He has got Hawkins picked off. Throw down to second. In and out of Dent's glove, and Hawkins is safe at second. Hawkins went on first move. Carson threw to first. Burgess had trouble getting the ball out of his glove. He threw high to second, but it was in Dent's glove, then popped out. And Hawkins was safe, so that'll work as a stolen base. Well, you're taught as the base runner when you're picked off like that by a pitcher to just keep going. Because if you get yourself caught in a rundown or try to get back to the bag, you're more than likely going to be out. But if you keep going, you have the opportunity to cause a bad throw based on your speed down to second, get in the lane of the throw from the first baseman. You're more likely to be safe that way, so a good decision by Hawkins. You're taught to run right at the shortstop covering on that play. Something I learned when I was playing AAU baseball when I was about 14, and something that's just for some reason stuck with me ever since, the fundamentals on a play like that. Now the first pitch to Cordero's popped up foul territory, first base side. Counts 1-0. 3-2 Skeeters, top 6. Been a well-played game so far. 3 errors have been made in the game, but none have impacted the scoring. Cordero waiting on the 0-1. Carson checks the runner Hawkins at second. The pitch fouled off. Liner into the seats down the right field line. 0-2. Seven strikeouts tonight for Carson. But the 3 runs have come at a rough time. The Revs were up 2-0. 1 strike away from getting out of the 5th unscathed, but Jansanti went deep. Now the 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outer half. Make it 8 punch-outs for Robert Carson. Cordero, all he can do is stare into the glove of Luis Cruz and walk back to the dugout. 1 out, here in the 6th. Well, there's a big whoa from the crowd. I don't know if I missed a lightning strike in the distance or what, but something got the crowd fired up. Well, Carson's had a ton of success against the middle of the Skeeters order. All of his 8 strikeouts have come between the 3-hitter and the 7-hitter. And here's Derek Norris, who he struck out swinging his last time up. Norris fouls one behind home plate into the netting. 0-1 the count. Highland Piguero loosening up in the bullpen for the Revs. Revs trying to get Carson through 6, a night after Dominic Severino went just 3, and the bullpen needed to eat up the final 6. So nice to have things flipped around tonight. The bullpen's been used a lot lately. 0-1 the count. Hawkins dancing off second. The pitch to Norris misses in. It's 1-1. Not only did Severino go just 3 last night, just the day before. Well, the game before, 2 days before, McCoy lasted just 3 1/3, and the bullpen had to throw 5 2/3. Norris fouls one away. So the Revs' last 2 games, they've seen a combined 6 1/3 from their starters. And the bullpen has worked a combined 11 2/3. They used 5 relief pitchers last night, 4 relief pitchers the game before. Tonight, though, Carson being an innings eater, he's only given up 3 runs all year against Sugar Land in 2 starts, but the 3 runs were a homer. Fastball misses high, it's 2-2. So with the 7 shutout innings last time for Carson, you add that together with the 5 1/3 tonight, that's 12 1/3 innings and just 3 runs. Pretty good numbers against the best team in the league. Best offense, too. 2-2 to Norris. Chop foul down the third base line. Past Juice Gums over there, chilling in the third base coach's box. Man on second is Hawkins. He stole second. He was picked off, but ended up getting a stolen base out of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Norris. Carson set and the pitch. Fouled off once again, and the at-bat continues. I mentioned all the strikeouts for Carson have come from the 3 through 7 hitters. Chavez has struck out twice. Same with Hawkins. Same with Cordero. Norris and Phipps have each gone down swinging once. 2-2 the count, 1 down in the inning. 3-2 lead for the Skeeters, top 6. Pitch from Carson, fouled back once again, this time straight back. On a fastball up. The count stays even at 2. Derek Norris, former Oakland Athletics, San Diego Padre, and Tampa Bay Ray, was at one point traded to the Washington Nationals but never suited up in a game for them. Most of his years in Oakland. 2-2 pitch once more. In off the hands, out to second base. Casilla charges, throws to first. He gets the batter Norris on the ground out. Moving up to third is Hawkins. 2 down here in the inning. 4-3 on the put out there. He came inside on Norris after Norris fouled maybe, 4 pitches in a row. Here's Dennis Phipps, the right fielder, singled and scored on the Jan Santi homer. Struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Phipps was a tough out last night. He went hit by pitch, double, RBI single. Then he was retired each of his last 2 times up, went 2 for 4. 2 outs, man on third in a 1-run game. The pitch from Carson fouled into the netting, getting in on the hands of Phipps there. Another start in right field for Dennis Phipps. Owen won the count. Carson set on the mound. Now time is called. I think Cruz asked for it. Skeeters lead the Revs 3-2. Carson trying to get through the top of the 6th. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing. Pitch was low. They'll appeal down to first. No swing. 1-1 the count. Carson trying to strand Hawkins on third. The Skeeters, meanwhile, looking for an insurance run. They know one run probably won't do it tonight. The 1-1 pitch, laced foul into the left field seats. Everybody looks all right. Count goes to 1-2. So Carson, for the second straight inning, 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Looking to avoid allowing another run. Carson at 92 pitches now. Cruz sets up outside. Here's the 1-2 pitch, fouled back. If Phipps were to reach, Javier Betancourt will get a shot. Carson ready to go. Cruz sets up outside again. The 1-2 pitch once more, fouled into the netting, and there was just a huge lightning strike. That thing filled up the sky from left to right field. It started out in right and went the other way. That flashed for maybe a full second. Wonder where Joe Dahl is. Did he get a picture? We'll have to check after the game. Now the at-bat continues. Phipps fighting pitches off. Now Carson steps off, readjusts. 1-2 the count, 2 outs in the 6th. And the pitch low and in. Cruz keeps it in front of him. A slider there from Rob. It's 2-2. Revs led up until there were 2 outs in the 5th. Sugar Land has led since. 2-2 pitch from Rob. Fly ball sky high, not too deep though, left center field. Spoon ranges over in the gap, and he makes the grab to retire the side. Robert Carson, a scoreless 6, so a good job putting a 0 up on the scoreboard. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on in the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Skeeters 3 and the Revs 2.
You know, something funny happens when people buy their dream home. They can both look at the same thing and see it in an entirely different way. He sees a man cave, while she sees an art room.
Hi, my name is Ryan Scott with J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, and this has become a common theme from our happy customers. With our competitive rates, quick process, and close-on-time guarantee, why would you choose another mortgage company to finance your dreams? Call us today at 855-JGW-LEND so we can get you on your path towards home ownership.
J.G. Wentworth Home Lending will take care of all the details of purchasing your home so you can focus on what to do once you move in. You know, will that great backyard be a beautiful garden? Or a beautiful new pool? Yeah, that's one detail we'll leave up to you. Call 855-JGW-LEND today. Mortgage loans offered by J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, LLC. 3550 Commission Court, Woodbridge, Virginia. NMLS ID 2925. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
I'm a chef. Pleasing my patrons' palates is paradise. But lately, when I hear a cheer from the dining room, it's Keno from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Sure, it could be my veggie lasagna, but chances are it's customers picking numbers to win cash with drawings every 4 minutes. Keno's fun, exciting, and you can enjoy it as an appetizer or a main course. Hey, everything tastes better with winning. Keno, it's here. Played at your favorite bar or restaurant.
Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Home half of the 6th inning from Peoples Bank Park on this 4th of July edition of Revs Baseball. First time in 5 years the Revs are home and playing a game on the 4th of July. Not going the Revs' way right now. They trail 3-2 to the Skeeters in the bottom of the 6th. The Revs have led for a majority of the game, but not the case anymore. Anthony Jansanti's 3-run homer gave Sugar Land the lead when they were down 2-0 in the top of the 5th. Revs got single runs in the 1st and 2nd, nothing since against Matt Sergey, who will work another inning here. Dotel leads off for the Revs, takes a strike. It's 0-1. Wellington 3 for 5 last night, had an RBI triple to right center. Scored a run as well. The 0-1 pitch to Dotel, slider that he flails at and misses. It's 0-2. Dotel, Mesa, Burgess, 3-4-5. On a gloomy night here in York. It's not raining, but sun nowhere to be found. Cloudy and dismal looking evening. 0-2 to Dotel, fastball low. It's 1-2. 3-2 Sugar Land, bottom 6. Series finale tomorrow at 6:30. It will be the final game of the first half. 1-2 pitch, misses inside, almost got Dotel in the front of the jersey. He avoids it, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dotel another hit tonight. It's been unbelievable for the Revs this year. The 2-2 pitch fouled off. And you look at who the Revs are sending to the All-Star game. 2 of their 4 are Wellington, Dotel, and Grant Sides, who started the year with Sugar Land. Dotel hit under 200 in 8 games before he was axed. Grant Sides didn't make it out of camp with them. And those 2 have flourished as huge parts of this Revs team. Dotel, an everyday player. Sides, the closer here in York. Their loss is the Revs' gain. 2-2 pitch to Dotel. Slider misses high and tight. It's 3-2. Forgot what life is like in York without Dotel and Sides, Daryl.
Yeah. I don't want to think of it without them.
No.
It's been great.
3-2 pitch up coming from Sergey. Here it is. Dotel, a cue shot out to first base. Chavez fields it. He'll race over to the bag, beats Dotel by a couple steps. 1 out in the 6th.
We have a Mother Nature fireworks show right now, don't we? That last one was like a spider web as it lit the sky.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on out there. It's not pretty. Craig Sitton warming up in Sugar Land's bullpen. So, whenever his time to come in is, if he comes in, Revs will get a lefty out of the pen. Right now dealing with the right-hander Sergey on the mound. Came in with a 1-4 record. ZRA's dropped over a full run tonight. As Melky Mesa steps in. Mesa takes a first pitch fastball for a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. Mesa's been tearing it up. It's no secret. Hitting .450s, 18 for 40 over his last 10. He's driven in 13 runs in that span and scored 12. Also has 4 home runs over his last 12. He flicks one foul. It's 0-2. He's hitting .500 over his last 5. He's hit safely in 14 of 16 and has 10 multi-hit games in that 16-game stretch. So if there's a game where Melky's not on base, it's rare. It's even more rare, you think, if he's not on base twice. 0-2 pitch coming, slider inside for a ball. 1-2. 3-2 Sugar Land lead over the Revs, bottom 6. Daryl, Matt Sergey's settled in really nicely for the Skeeters. Revs just haven't been able to figure him out since the 2nd.
Yeah, racked up some hits against him early on, but now he's on one of those stretches like we saw that he had to begin the game against the Revs back on June 1st, and on the other side, one costly swing against Carson.
1-2 on Mesa with 1 out, no one on. And the pitch. Slider he swings at and misses away. That's strike 3. Another punch out for Sergey. The throw around from Whistler went into left field.
First baseman.
Mesa's now been punched out swinging twice tonight.
Michael.
Strikeout number 6 of the game for Sergey. And Pete Incaviglia, a slow walk to the mound with Michael Burgess, the lefty, due up in a 1-run game. Former Philadelphia Phillies standout Incaviglia is going to take the ball from his starter. At least we think so. Well, Sitton's walking in from the pen, so that will be it for Matt Sergey. Goes 5 2/3 innings. He can win it. He cannot lose it. Sitton will come in with 2 outs and no one on. We'll take a quick break on the broadcast. Tell you more when we come back. Revs trail 3-2, bottom 6. Stay with us.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area. Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland and go online to fuscoprobaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars. If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
Back here on WOYK, new pitcher into the game for the Skeeters with 2 outs and no one on in the bottom of the 6th is Craig Sitton, as a huge lightning strike goes across, and Burgess runs out of the box. Now everybody's going to jog off the field. Well, just what they needed. 1 out to go in the bottom of the 6th, and now everybody's going to clear the field. The biggest lightning strike we've seen all night. It was huge. Burgess was getting ready to face Craig Sitton out of the bullpen for the Skeeters. Matt Sergey's day is done after 5 2/3. Now some thunder in the distance. The situation at hand, 2 outs and no one on in the bottom of the 6th inning. Michael Burgess is due up at the plate. He'll face Craig Sitton. At least we think he will. The Skeeters could very well go to somebody else out of the pen. But the game will be stopped momentarily. They're not putting the tarp on or anything because it's not raining right now. Head groundskeeper LJ out to talk it over with the umpires, show them the radar. But fans are leaving their seats, heading up to the concourse, preparing for rain with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. This game is official after 5 innings, and right now the lead is 3-2 Sugarland. Well, the hope is to finish this thing. It's not currently raining, but both teams are heading to the clubhouse. Sugarland, half the team is already in the clubhouse. Well, they didn't waste any time getting off the field, Darryl.
No, and my head was down when that last strike occurred, and just out of the periphery I saw this big flash. I'm not sure where exactly it was, but Burgess, a Florida boy, knows all about big lightning, and he ran out of there right away. And then the umpires looked at each other and sort of like, yeah, that seems like a good idea. Let's get everybody off the field. One thing here, we've got a massive crowd tonight, and you've got them all packed underneath the concourse in somewhat tight quarters for that many people. So hopefully for everyone's comfort, and this gets out of here quickly and we can get back to it.
3-2 Sugarland lead in the bottom of the 6th. That's where the game has been momentarily paused. I guess we call it a lightning delay. It can't be a rain delay. It's no rain.
So far, yeah.
Now, is there a rule here in the league of how long they have to wait based on lightning itself?
Not that I'm aware of. I know with the rain delay, you're supposed to wait 30 minutes before calling the game. I'm not aware of any specific lightning delay, but we've seen images on highlights on. Well, now that was a firework, and that was not lightning right there.
Unbelievable.
But we've seen video on TV of this happening in major league stadiums where there's a massive strike somewhere near the stadium, and you see guys almost falling to all fours and diving for cover as it startles them naturally. And you just don't want to mess around with it. A lot of times, games will continue at this level with lightning in the area. It's wooden bats. Certainly at the high school or college level with aluminum, they wouldn't dream of continuing with lightning even visible. But one thing with this weather concern tonight, that's what made that Jansanti home run in the top of the 5th inning so disheartening at the time. Now we've been able to play another full inning since then, but you weren't sure of that at the time, and knowing that there's at least some chance that it wouldn't be a full 9-inning game tonight based on weather, and the Revs were a pitch away from being through an official game with the lead, and now they're in comeback mode and certainly hoping to resume and have the opportunity to come back at some point.
Well, Revs manager Mark Mason out to talk things over with the umpiring crew. It has started to drizzle a little bit, but nothing major. The wind has picked up quite a bit. If you're just joining us, the game is momentarily stopped in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Now Pete and Caviglia will go out to talk things over with Mason, the umps. Well, the entire crew out there talking things over. Well, the game is official, and that's what's important here, Darryl, but to your point about the home run hit by Jansanti, if Carson gets out of that inning without that happening, he's through 5 shutout. The game's official at that point because the Revs have the lead. And if the home team's ahead in the 5th inning or in an inning later, when the game's already official, they don't have to take that at bat. But
yeah, and at that point, we could have said, let it pour. I mean, obviously, we don't want the fireworks to be compromised, but as far as the game is concerned, at that point, would have been official with a 2-0 lead. But I think right now, LJ is involved in this conversation. John Gibson, the team's general manager. A lot of this has to be about what is in the area and what's coming, because we saw that big lightning strike, but it really hasn't done more than just drizzle at this point. So is there going to be more lightning? Is it safe for the players? Is there a safety issue? The delay really happened when Burgess saw that and ran out of there.
Yeah,
and
he initiated it.
Yeah,
he was out.
But that's a natural human reaction when, that was bright.
Yeah,
that was bright.
Yeah, that thing lit up the sky, and not the type of thing you want lighting up the sky. The fireworks are preferable in that situation, but yeah, lightning delay, I guess we'll call it. So the meeting around home plate is over.
They didn't give any signal up here yet.
No, we'll hope to get one of those at some point. But a little bit of the crowd is filing back into their seats, but that could be just because they want to sit there with really not a lot of rain. But if this game does continue soon, Darryl, they're going to have to get this thing out of our way in front of us, this set of lights.
Yeah, they are lowering the concert stage right now in anticipation of having to tear down due to the weather, and hopefully that doesn't end up being the case. But the Revs tarp crew is gathered down the right field line. They haven't called for it yet. Looks like they're getting briefed by Revs president Eric Menzer at the moment, and it's a tough thing for everybody, because you're in a holding pattern, you're in between here, you're trying to predict what the weather is going to do and consider everybody's safety here as well. So, we won't be resuming right away. That appears to be apparent, and it looks like now the entire Revs dugout will head into the clubhouse. Maybe, I guess, in anticipation of worse stuff coming. I don't know.
Well, the game is official once again. Sugar Land holding a 3-2 lead. The Revs haven't scored since the second inning. We're going to take a quick break on the broadcast, come back, and hopefully give you some more information. Right now, it's Sugar Land up 3-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. We're in a delay here at the ballpark.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planning your next visit to York? Book your stay at Courtyard by Marriott. Conveniently situated near local businesses, shopping, dining, downtown, and local attractions, Courtyard by Marriott features a state-of-the-art lobby, inviting flexible spaces to work or relax, free Wi-Fi, our well-equipped fitness center, and the Bistro, offering healthy options and refreshing choices, including Starbucks and an evening bar. Your stay is sure to be more comfortable, productive, and enjoyable than ever before. Courtyard by Marriott, 2799 Concord Road in York. Book your stay at 717-840-7840.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is United States Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
The tarp is on the field in downtown York at People's Bank Park. Michael Marcantony and Daryl Henry with you on the broadcast. We're hoping to give you some more information on what's going on, but other than the tarp being put on the field, nothing else really to report about how long this is going to be, how long they're going to wait. But it is drizzling here in York, nothing major. Definitely something you can play through, but the fact that the lightning strike started this whole thing, that changes the scenario. Normally without lightning they would be playing through this right now. Game has been stopped with the Sugar Land Skeeters up on the Revs, 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th. 2 outs and Burgess was due up against Craig Sitton out of the bullpen.
Yeah, I tried to get a little more, Michael, and all I've got is that it's a lightning delay, not a rain delay. It does sound like they have to give it 30 minutes with a strike that close. I don't know if they actually have to wait 30 to see if there's any further lightning activity, but for now it's not rain. They're putting the tarp on, and because we're in a delay anyway, so in case rain does come, may as well have it covered, but the delay is for the lightning, and I don't have any doubt that we will make everything else scheduled for this evening happen. I mean, this is the big fireworks show in York. This is the one, and I'm certain they'll find a way to make that happen. I mean, everything you've seen on the radar has been pop-up stuff and passing, not an all-night thing, but I think the big reason for the delay, obviously, at this point is the safety, and I really don't have much more on it other than that at this point. I don't think anybody does. I think it's just a wait-and-see type thing. As we can take a quick look at our York Mitsubishi Atlantic League scoreboard while we have a moment, as Lancaster is playing, but you wonder for how long over there.
Yeah.
They trail the Road Warriors 2-0 in the second inning. Somerset clinching earlier a first-half Liberty title by way of New Britain, losing this afternoon to Long Island 5-3. Somerset trails at Southern Maryland 1-0 in the third, but they already wrapped it up before their game even started earlier this afternoon. And Those are the other games on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard at this point. So with the delay here, again, we have no idea how long it might be. We can send it back to NBC Sports Radio for a bit and have some more regular updates for you on Twitter, both at WOYK1350 and at York Revolution.
Yeah, we will do just that. We'll send it to NBC Sports right now in a rain/lightning delay here in York. Just a light drizzle at the ballpark, but it is a delay. We will give you more updates, like Daryl said, on Twitter and when we can. But it's 3-2 Skeeters, bottom 6, 2 outs and no one on for Burgess when we come back. So we'll send it to NBC Sports, but keep checking back. See if we can resume this game. Back here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, Michael Marcantonini and Darryl Henry. Back with you on the broadcast, but there will be no game the rest of the night. Play is stopped due to rain and the lightning, what started it, but the game is official after 6 innings here in York, and the Skeeters come away with a 3-2 win in a rain-lightning shortened game. The Skeeters took the lead after the top of the 5th to put them up 3-2. Robert Carson was a strike away from getting out of that inning with 5 shutout innings, but he gave up the 3-run homer. They got out of it with no more damage. The Revs didn't score in the bottom of the 5th. The game was official at that point with the Skeeters leading 3-2 after 5. The Skeeters did not score in the top of the 6th. The Revs had 2 outs and no one on in the bottom of the 6th. The Skeeters had just made a pitching change. Michael Burgess was about to see his first pitch from the new pitcher, Craig Sitton, who came out of the pen, but lightning struck, and that was it there. The game ended at that point, and because it is official, this game is over. We will not pick it up tomorrow. It is not suspended. It is over. The Skeeters win 3-2. They pick up their league-leading 41st win of the season. They go to 41-21, and the Revs fall to 31-31. 3 straight losses for the Revs. Darryl, an unfortunate way to end any game, but especially here on the 4th